So fragrance is back again. All right, so blind buying. I love blind buying. I think it's fun. It's just kind of cool because you're like, oh, you read these breakdowns of fragrances and you're like, all right, should I get it? Should I not get it? And through time, I think as you get more involved with fragrances, you kind of know what you like and what you don't like. So it can be tricky though. It really can be tricky. So obviously there are fragrances I think that most people, if you blind buy, would like. So in that case, I'm going to give you guys a list of 10 fragrances I think that you can blind buy with confidence. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but that's just the feeling I have on this. Now, the reason why I say the 10 that I picked, because I think there's something that most people around you will like. Like, my favorite fragrance is definitely not blind buy worthy. It's a Moage Interlude. While I love it, and it's absolutely fantastic. Probably 8 out of 10 of you will be like, what the hell is this? Why would anybody ever wear this? It's just, that's what it is. So, that being said, like I said, I'll give you 10 that I feel like most people will like. And we'll go in order. We'll go from like cheapest till the end of the video will be some more expensive ones. All right, so let's start with number 1. Number 1 is Salvatore Ferragamo's Acqua Senso Blue. All right, now, the great thing about this is you can probably buy it online. I got this for $20. I don't think it's more than $30 online. And I think most people would like this. It's Ferragamo's version of a blue fragrance. Now, as we all know, the blue fragrance game, which was, I think Bleu de Chanel was kind of like the first one to do it. And then, you have everyone's favorite, Dior Sauvage. Then there's Versace Dylan Blue, Prada has theirs. I feel like everybody's come out with their own version of it. So this is Ferragamo's take on it. Now, it's not going to be the longest lasting fragrance. It's not going to last as long as Chanel, probably Versace Dylan Blue. I get about 6 hours on my skin with this, but with the note breakdown and the peel of blue fragrances, I think this is a great blind buy. Now, I think another one that is really good and not very expensive is Youp Homme Ice. Now, this was very inexpensive. I believe, if I remember correctly, off eBay, I bought this 4.2 ounce for, I want to say it was under $30. Might have been 25, 30 bucks, but nothing more than that. What is it? There's citrus notes, there's some fruity notes, it's sweet. I think, again, most people will like this. I think most people will smell this and go, hey, this is nice, this is good. All right. And for the price point, I don't think you can go wrong with it. So, again, Youp Homme Ice is another great choice. Now, another brand I don't hear a lot of people talking about, don't really see it that often, is Ulric de Varens. Now, Ulric de Varens has some nice smelling fragrances that are very inexpensive. This fragrance right here, Ulric de Varens Black, is about $30. Okay? Now, what is it? It's aromatic. There's some citrus notes in there. With something like this, I think this is something perfect to wear if you're running some errands, you're going to work out, you're wearing something in the office because, the office can be tricky. And I think this is something like this that I think you can just blind buy because this is not in stores. This is something online. But with this fragrance in particular from Ulric de Varens, again, with it being citrusy, I feel majority of people would like this fragrance. So, again, for $30, Ulric de Varens Black is a safe blind buy. Now, let's say you want to go on a date and you're like, well, what can I wear for a date night fragrance? But I've never smelled before. Well, let me tell you one that I know gets talked about by everybody. And for good reason, I feel. Now, is it a little bit pricier? Sure. But I got myself a 6.7 ounce for, I think, 60, 70 bucks. That's a hell of a deal if you ask me. Now, you got to look around. You can find it, but you can get a pretty good deal on this. It's Dolce Gabbana's The One, Eau de Parfum. Yes, I know this is talked to death, and everybody says, oh, it's a great date night fragrance. Well, it is. And I feel like without smelling it, I think you will like this. Why? There's amber notes in there. There's a little bit of tobacco in there. There's citrus in the opening. It's just absolutely beautiful. And I think your significant other or whoever you're going on a date with will like this fragrance as well. So to me, This, a great, like I said, you're not sure about what to wear on a date, and you're like, man, I don't know what I would get. This is, I think, is a great blind buy. Dolce Gabbana The One, the Eau de Parfum. And now this next fragrance. Well, let me tell you, we're going a little bit step higher here. This fragrance right here, you already know I've done a review on it. I absolutely love it. I think this is a clean smelling fragrance. It just smells absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it could be a little powdery. But again, it is very clean. This is something I think for spring and summer that if you just wanted to wear in any setting and occasion, you're just like, I want something that will smell good and clean and I can wear in any setting and any occasion. Well, that fragrance is Prada L'Homme. I mean, guys, like I said, if you see my review on this, you already know how I feel about this. It is just wonderfully smelling. Yeah, there's some pepper in there. You know, again, the powdery aspect might not appeal to everybody, but I think, again, majority of people who just want something clean, this is a go-to fragrance. This is Prada L'Homme. All right, so now these next 5 fragrances I'm going to talk to you about. Now we're going into the high-end designer, the niche, and the indie fragrances. To me, I think some people get afraid when they hear indie niche and they're like, oh man, like, these are usually some complex fragrances. I don't know if I'll like these. Well, the 5 I picked, I think will just work. And I think without smelling it, you'll go, you know what? Jufro, you were right about these. Let me tell you. The first one is Sean Crenshaw's Ovation for Men. So with this, you get some citrus notes, you get some vetiver, you get some cardamom, there's a little bit of tobacco in there. I think this is perfect, again, for just any occasion, but this is a invigorating scent. This is something where, to me, this is classy. So, again, but you can wear it in any setting, on a date, at the office, something like that. So to me, again, with the no breakdown and how this smells, I think this is a great blind buy. This is Sean Crenshaw's Ovation for Men. Now, the next one. So, as you guys know, Aventus. Could it be on this list? Sure, because it is blind buy worthy, but it's expensive. It's kind of overhyped, overplayed. It's very expensive, again. So I think a lot of brands have made their own little version of it. And the one I'm going to tell you right now, in the same vein, I'm not going to say like, oh my God, it's exactly something. It's not, but there's some similarities there. Well, this is Mancera's version. This is Sejuabla. Now, what do you pick up in there? There's citrus, there's some fruity notes, there's some woody notes as well. Again, this is a scent DNA profile that most people will like. And I think if you've never smelled this fragrance or Aventus and you're like, hey, I think you'll like that scent profile. Again, I haven't met anybody that was like, oh God, this is horrible. I've been complimented on this many times. Aventus, nobody's ever been like, oh my God, this is awful. So again, if you want something that's cheaper than Aventus, this is a great one. Mancera's Sejuabla. Now, this next fragrance I'm going to talk about. Listen, I like tropical fragrances. Most people that I know like tropical fragrances. This fragrance in particular, I have mentioned it to numerous people that they've bought it, they've smelled it, you know, and they're like, wow, you were right. This is absolutely fantastic. Well, let me tell you what that fragrance is. And I think with confidence, you can blind buy it and you'll love it. It is City Rhythm Miami. Get some coconut, get some lime, get some rum in there. There's saffron. There's other notes in there as well. This is, again, a very tropical-like fragrance. Who doesn't like to be in the tropics? I mean, hell, I think if you live in like some cold city like New York or Seattle and you're like, man, I need to get to an island, I think this is a fragrance that just puts you there. But this is a smell, guys, that I've been complimented on numerous times. I've gifted this to family members. I've sent this to friends. And they're like, wow, this is absolutely amazing without ever smelling it. So guys, let me tell you, you want a fragrance that fits that realm. And with confidence, you'll be like, wow, I will really enjoy this for the warmer weather months. I mean, you could even wear this in the fall. That is City Rhythm Miami. Now, this next fragrance, I know sometimes vetiver can be kind of tricky. Not everybody likes it, but I think a lot of people do because a lot of people talk about Terre de Hermes, you know, whatever, that fragrance. Well, I have a vetiver fragrance I think that's way better than that. And it's only a little bit more expensive than it. And to me, and I think this is one that I think is especially great for the office, but I think you could just wear it during the day casually and you will really like it because it is a nice, classy fragrance. And that is Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver Eau de Parfum. It's woody, there's some citrus notes, it's a little aromatic, but it's very clean smelling. There's nothing really like, you're like, oh my God, the note breakdown, I don't know if I'll like this. Well, I think this is a fragrance that fits the mold where, you know, again, you want something sophisticated and you're like, hey, what can I wear that's not super challenging? And Tom Ford nailed it with this. This is, again, Grey Vetiver Eau de Parfum. All right, and this last fragrance I'm going to talk about. Now, you've heard me talk about it a lot on my channel. There's a debate going. Some people are like, this isn't a blue fragrance. This is a blue fragrance. I think there's elements of a blue fragrance in here. So while I say that I think this is the best blue fragrance out there, but we'll talk about what it is. Now, it gets compared a lot to Mont Blanc Legend, Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce. You probably know where I'm going with this. Let me tell you, I think, again, it has the elements of a blue fragrance. There's citrus notes in there. There's floral notes. There's some woody. There's Ambraxan in here, of course. That fragrance is Parfums de Marly Percival. To me, again, you're in that blue fragrance mold. This is the one to wear. This, to me, it's high quality. It's high class. You can wear this in any setting. And I think if you wanted something where you're like, well, you know, I don't know if I want Ferragamo's Acqua Blue, doesn't smell that high quality. Sauvage is overdone and overplayed. I don't even think it's that great, but that's a whole nother story. But to me, Percival is a fragrance where I'm like, I know you don't have to smell this and you'll be like, you know what? I like it. High percentage. That's what I think. A really high percentage of it that you'll enjoy this fragrance. And again, it's high quality scent. So, and it lasts a long time too, but again, it fits in any setting, in any occasion. So, Parfums de Marly Percival. Now, I hope this helps where you can see something. Again, I don't recommend blind buying for everyone. Again, it can be tricky. It's hard because you don't know what's there. But the 10 that I mentioned, I feel with confidence that you could blind buy these and be like, you know what, Jufro, you were right. I do like these. All right, guys, remember, if you could like, comment, subscribe, and share, I'd absolutely appreciate it. I'll do more lists. I don't really do that many, but I'll do some more if you guys have any requests. And also, let me know if you've smelled these, if you agree that these are blind buy worthy. All right, y'all. Jufro.